have two boomer sisters who are celebrating tonight, and what they are celebrating is a finished project, a dream realized, and additional dreams that will come true after they do even more stuff. An amazing venue, and the spread of food and everything. Christy, thank you so much. This could not be better. Right now I would like to read a poem that came to you if you got the email about this event, called Remembrance. And it was actually created for this event, and the painting that is sitting here on this forward table is the painting that is on the invitation that you all saw. Again, it's called Remembrance by C.L. Gillmore, and it's my pleasure to read it for you tonight. Alone, I wait for them, beginning in quiet, drifting along, silent, through dappled streams of sunlight, hovering along the surface of remembrance. Translucent visions from the past, linking across, still, ending in whispers. They wait for me, alone. Catherine, if you could come up, please, and talk to us about your inspiration. Let people know the wonderful art that's yours, and I love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. First of all, thank you all for coming tonight to support Cheryl and I in our creative endeavors and efforts. And I'm maybe a little fuzzy right now because I just got back from Paris last night. I was there for a painting workshop, and I'd never gone to Paris, and I had attended a workshop that we were painting outside, and it was absolutely wonderful. So I will be writing about it and sending pictures to people on my website. So I look forward to doing that with all of you. And what I would like to do, because I never leave home without my book, and so there's many favorites in the book that I was inspired to do the artwork for. But one of the ones that I am quite fond of, like we all have favorites with either poems or artwork. Mine is Eternal Reflections. I won't read the whole thing through, but the very last sentence says, "For the human soul that dwells within us all was created for eternity." So I believe that in all of us there is a creative spirit and a force that is the passion and the vigor that we live our life. And so we share that with you tonight, and we thank you for coming.
In my youth, I was a dreamer. Imagination my best friend. My mind could safely take me places and bring me back again. Now all those places of my youth have become sweet memories. I hold them close within my heart and cherish each one tenderly. I'm obviously not in my youth anymore. In fact, I'm a baby boomer now. But I am still that dreamer with an imagination that can safely take me places and bring me back again. I'm proud to be a newbie, here in a brand new space, at a new place in my life, with two finished projects that are a reflection of life and love, hope and wonder, sadness and triumph. Last May, about this same time of year, after 25 years of teaching, I retired and I went for the gold. Not the golden years, but the gold to be found in the pursuit of a passion. And that passion for me was always writing. Instead of talking about writing someday, I decided my someday had come, and I began writing. I wrote and I published Of Roots, Shoes, and Rhymes, a book and CD of my poetry, and then I wrote and published the novel Uncommon Bond. I've had people ask me several times over the past year, how did I do that? Or what made me think I could do something like that, to write 28 poems and then a novel? And my answer is always the same, because no one told me I couldn't do it. I'm amazed when I stop to think about key people in my life and how they've always seemed to be there over the years. When I've been afraid or lost my way, someone was always there, crossing my path, extending a hand in good times and in strife. I have been so fortunate to have key people cross my path this year who have helped me arrive at this special evening. They encouraged me to write, patiently brought me into an entirely new world of writing and publishing, gave me honest feedback when I needed it, whether I wanted it or not, and offered not only their expertise, but reached out to me in friendship. And I would like to acknowledge 4 special individuals tonight. First, Catherine Henneman, artist, collaborator, and my friend. Mary Holden, she's in the back, my editor and friend. Deborah Brown, my marketing and public relations and friend. And even though he's not here tonight, I know some of you know him, Jerry Simmons, my publisher and also my friend. I could not have done any of this without these 4 people. As I look out on your faces tonight, I see so many other key people who have crossed my path and lovingly encouraged me along the way. My family, my husband Mike, and my son Adam, my friends and colleagues from school. Raise your hand. Where's my friends and colleagues from school? And new friends that I have met and made this year. I want you to know how much I appreciate each of you for supporting my dream and spreading the word. Thank you so very much. Singers, musicians, dancers, artists, authors, whatever your tool of choice, it is a creative process. Artists use pastels and oils and mixed media to communicate emotion. Poets and authors use well-chosen word and perfect turn of phrase to evoke emotion. And in the end, we all draw from our memories, our experience, from people and places, and from our hopes and dreams for the future to bring about that creative process that becomes a beautiful painting or a book of poetry or a novel. Mrs. Roper kept a folder with pictures on a table, backed by beautiful colors on construction paper. And when our work was done, we'd look into that folder, choose a picture, write a story that we could read for her. Eagerly, I handled all the pictures in that stack, thinking on each subject, searching for a fact, until a certain face or place became a story in my head. And those thoughts became my words, like Mrs. Loper said. Just how many stories did I write for Mrs. Loper? All of them are lost to time, but not my memory of her. Because of this one teacher, I write these words today. A picture of Mrs. Roper's face is in my heart to stay. Mrs. Roper was my second grade teacher. I was a special education teacher for many years, and I had the pleasure of working with and getting to know some very remarkable little students and their parents. They touched my life, and I touched theirs in ways that I can only be felt by the heart through true emotions. You'll find several poems in my poetry book of Roots, Shoes, and Rhymes about these special friends of mine. And I wanted to share one last poem with you this evening, and I've asked one of my special friends to join me. I'd like all of you to meet Eli. And you can help me hold the book just like we used to, okay? The name of this poem is called A Special Symphony. If I could place one single note on a magical musical staff to represent each precious child I've had the pleasure to teach, I'd create the loveliest symphony forever on their behalf and fill the air with wonder and joy as far as the music would reach. I'd arrange it in the key of C for courage to remind us all that God is ever mindful of them and the daily struggles they face. Then I'd set it in 3/4 time and waltz at the wheelchair ball as little ones spin and tiptoe dance, dancing in elegant grace. A pure and simple melody line composed of notes from the soul would fill the earth with peace and love for all his children everywhere, that they may live with hope today as they strive to reach each goal, becoming part of that symphony that floats on the wind as prayer. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I have to say, I did pretty well that time. I can't let her read poetry to me pretty much ever that I don't start to tear up. So I hope you enjoy the poems that she has written. I absolutely honor the both of you for the work that you have done. We're looking at paintings and the beautiful artwork. There's other artwork of Catherine's around the corner. You have to make sure that you figure out which pieces are hers. I think you can tell. And of course, this piece is not available for anybody because it's already spoken for. And thank you, the person that brought it, so that we could share your beautiful painting that Catherine did for you. So I don't know what else there would be except enjoy each other, buy a book or two if you haven't already. If you have any questions, actually, if you have any questions for Catherine or Cheryl, who I have to tell you, I did not know her name was Cheryl when I first met her. It's a very funny story. She introduced me as nothing, nobody. I didn't know her name. I sat with her for lunch for 2 hours thinking, how am I going to get to know this woman's name? And then she hands me her business card and I'm saying, good. And it says C.L. Gillmore on it. Like, still don't know her name. So I'm thinking, okay, how can I get this name from this woman without saying, excuse me, I don't know your name, even though we've been sitting here for 2 hours and I met you somewhere else before. It's the boomer brain. Anyway, she finally said, well, my email address is, and I'm thinking, please have your name in it, please. So she did.